Welcome back, creeps and creepettes and weirdos. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're plugging in from in this wonderful, weird world that we live in. This episode is going to be packed because I didn't record last week. I had some personal stuff come up. Very sorry, but I am back this week. And I guess we'll jump right into it since it's going to be a full episode. So on the 21st, oh my god, can't even speak. On the 23rd, I can't read either. Wow, this is going to be one of those episodes. So the 23rd of March, Montana sold 26 million worth of legal weed in the first 2 months of sales. So they made 26 million in sales just 2 months of having legal weed in their state, which is crazy. I mean, that money could go to, lots of different things, like filling potholes in the roads, giving money to schools that don't have money, good money coming in, just, to achieve, better living situations. Not better living situations, more just, bettering the community. That's what I was going for. Bettering communities around the state, On the 28th of March, in a state not too far over from the one I'm coming from, a state not too far over the line from where I'm from. Yep, that's right, we're going over to good old Kansas. So there's an 18-year-old who was working at Dairy Queen, and this 18-year-old is facing several charges. And you're like, what could they possibly done? Blah, blah. Obviously, it's pretty, obvious at this point. It has to do with something of a customer's card, or, them stealing money or something, So they were using a customer's card and charging their card on OnlyFans. Don't know what for, wasn't curious to find out what they were charging this lady's card on OnlyFans for. But, gross. Disgusting. So there's some pretty big news, for a couple of celebrities in this episode too. I think there's only 2 celebrities that I have on here. John Travolta earns, what is it, a degree? I don't think it's a degree. No, it's a license. Okay. He earns his license to fly a 737 plane. That's pretty big. That's been, one of his dreams for, a while. He was saying in this interview about it. Which, congratulations, John Travolta. That's, pretty amazing, And, it kind of, shows you, it's never too late to go out and reach your dreams. So pulling away from the celebrities real quick. So this is, one of my favorite things. One of my favorite things in the whole world. And it's a bad addiction I have. It is Mountain Dew. I'm addicted to Mountain Dew really bad. And reading this, it's don't know how I feel about that. But it's definitely something very weird. So Mountain Dew made a body wash. Yeah, a body wash that smells exactly like the original soda. Yeah, I don't know. I can't do it. I don't think I would like that at all. Trust me, love Mountain Dew with a passion, but not enough to have my partner or anyone or myself wash myself with Mountain Dew body wash. Yeah, no. Moving on from that. So there's been research about this going on, and I find it very interesting. And you'll understand why I find it interesting. Researchers have made a discovery that bees love cannabis. Bees absolutely love cannabis. And the top number one, plus side to bees loving cannabis so much, it could help restore bee populations. So, that's big. We need bees around, bees for pollination and stuff. Help the planet, be green and stuff, doing good in the world, right? We need bees. I mean, the Bee Movie told us that we need bees. Moving along to a different kind of bee. I don't know how everyone feels about Meta. I've never used Meta. I don't know. I use Facebook, so I don't know if, Meta is Facebook or whatever. I didn't really look too much into it, because, I don't know. It just sounds really dumb. But Meta reportedly attempted to sabotage TikTok. And, a lot of people out there love TikTok. You get sucked into it, just scrolling through funny videos and stuff, blah, blah, blah. But they're trying to sabotage TikTok just by spreading false info, how anything else goes, It's kind of like how, you find out things about celebrities and stuff, one rumor started, and then people start questioning it and start asking them about it, and then, yeah. So next thing on the list is going to be about a lighthouse, and not just any lighthouse. This is called Terrible Tilly, and it is a lighthouse out in Oregon, and this lighthouse sits on its own little island out in the ocean. It has been empty for 65 years. I mean, I guess I can understand why, Callie's trying to cuddle with me, and I'm like, no, I'm kind of busy. But 65 years, it's kind of just in the middle of the ocean, off the shores of Oregon. But it is for sale if anyone out there is interested. It's just for sale for $6.5 million. And if you gotta, I guess, go there. If you hate people a lot, hate being around people, boom, problem solved right there. As long as you have $6.5 million, you can live on an island by yourself at Oregon. Or in Oregon. At Oregon, wow. Ooh, so how, the week before last week, there was, pretty much a big topic about Florida, We love a good Florida story on this, show, podcast, episode, blah, 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 whatever. So, Florida. Amazing place for stories, to get stories. Boom. So, there's a video circulating around, and you can type it up from any of this that I'm about to tell you, but there's a video of a student athlete sucker punching another student athlete mid-race. Just straight up. I watched it, just straight up, boom. Oh my god, and my other dog went to go sit next to me, and oh my gosh, sorry. But yeah, straight up just sucker punched this guy. I was like, dang. And this dude fell. He didn't just fall. It wasn't that one where it knocks you back. It was a more of a trip and fall. Yeah. So, staying near the East Coast. We're gonna go along to, sorry, a little tired. The DC. So, what's going on in the DC? You think it's political? Kind of. Not really. So DC police discovered that at this home of an anti-abortion activist, they found 5 fetuses there. That's weird. That's really weird. I get it, like, people have their own views and stuff, but, sometimes, like, it is just a bit much. Sorry, I thought my phone stopped recording, so I was like, what the heck? But yeah, that's a bit much. You're entitled to your views and opinions on stuff, but as long as it's not hurting anyone else, don't be intentionally trying to hurt people. Also, so now this, I have, like, really weird fears. Like, I have fears of, like, flying and stuff. I have fears of flying now. I've flown forever. I have fears about flying now, so I don't know why, but this kind of, like, is, like, one of those things where I'm like, I don't know if, like, I would want to be in this anymore. So, there's an ambulance worker, and it just is, it's so skin crawling that, like, it makes me sit there and think, why would you do this? You're an ambulance worker, you're trying to help people, you're trying to save people's lives. Why would you do this? Like, come on. So this worker is charged with sexually assaulting a teen while this teen is being transported to the hospital. Like, come on. Really? Just really? I don't know. What the heck's wrong with you, bro? So speaking on people with, like, being messed up in the head, like, cuckoo, like, Jesus. So this man, has a drug addiction, and this drug addiction kind of costs him his manhood, if you get my gist. And how does it, like, you're, like, probably sitting there, like, wondering yourself how, and you're probably sitting there coming up with, like, weird different ways of, like, why this would have happened. Well, I got it for you. He was injecting cocaine into his nether region, and it happened to have turned black and oozed a foul-smelling discharge from it. That's, like, something that happens in, like, a horror movie, or, like, I don't know. That just, like, gives me, like, very, like, horror movie vibes. I don't know why. It just, I don't know. Also, the ruckus that's going on in the background, my parents are watching TV upstairs, so, yeah. So, moving on from that, this story isn't even better. So, pre-K and kindergarten students, you're like, oh, what are these kids up to? What are these little ones up to? These students were taken to the hospital. And you're like, oh my god, why? And I'm like, do you really want to know? Sorry, I'm, like, laughing because, like, this just, like, makes no sense to me. At all. These kids are taken to the hospital after drinking milk cartons filled with sanitizer. Oh, my God. If I were... I'm pretty sure. I'm probably 100% sure that the parents of these children are going to file lawsuits against this school, because school is supposed to be somewhere where your kids are supposed to feel safe, you know? At least supposed to, you know? You know, you're trusting that this school is supposed to keep your kids safe and, you know, like, inform you on stuff. That's just very irritating, and that's very poor, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't figure out what word I'm looking for. I do this all the time. I'm like, oh yeah, I have a word inside my head, blah, blah, and I can never fucking think of it. Sorry for dropping an F-bomb, but I can never think of it. So moving on from that, hey, stop stealing my covers. My dog's trying to steal my covers now. I'm so sorry. So there's a video of a hitman, and you're like, oh my God, what'd this guy do? It's always like, oh my God, what'd this person do? You know? Because, I mean, this is what this show's all about. You know, why? Why would you do this? Or, like, I didn't know that happened, and boom, now you know. So there's a video of a hitman counting cash, and you're like, what'd he do? Why'd he get this cash? Why is he recording himself count this cash? And he received it to kill a TSA agent. So, like, at first I'm like, what'd the TSA agent do? What did the TSA agent do? And then I'm, like, sitting there thinking, like, TSA agents, drugs. Somebody was probably trying to take this person out so that they could bring in drugs to wherever. A lot of drug stories this episode, and, you know, because the next one is about the U.S. Coast Guard in San Diego. You know, stay classy, San Diego. Sorry, that's automatically what I think of when I hear San Diego is the Ron Burgundy. What is it called? Anchorman. Automatically what I think of. So, these Coast Guards, seized over 233 million. I'm sorry, let me say that again. $233 million worth of drugs coming into San Diego. One of them is coke, and the other is pot. Jesus, that's like a lot of money. That's like almost as much as like some celebrities make. Like maybe some celebrity, I don't know. It's just like I would think of that as like celebrity money. Jeez. Alrighty. So we're still on to, like, you know, the drug topic and stuff. But this one's good. This one's good. I think it's good. You know, people might disagree with me, you know. All entitled to our own opinion. So this guy there's a guy out there. And he has bees. He's a beekeeper. And he has been training his bees to make cannabis-infused honey. That's pretty cool. And, like, you know, to the story from before, you know, cannabis helps bees population. Then we get cannabis honey. Like, that is, like, one of the things that, like, it's just, like, mind-boggling that you're like, well, while we're making cannabis honey, bee population goes up. Boom. And it's so cool that it's gonna be called, or it is called, Canna Honey. I don't know why I find that so hilarious, but I think it's so cute, and I'm like, oh, Canna Honey. Also, this is another, so, back to the thing about me saying that I don't like flying anymore, like, I have a fear of flying. This is, like, it's not a fear, but it's, like, one of the things I'm like, yeah, I do not want to fly if that's happening. So, excuse my yawn. So Southwest is, like, a big known, like, you know, what am I thinking? I can't think of what I'm thinking of, like, right now. Jesus. Okay, so Southwest, you know, like, they're big name airplanes and all that, you know. So there's a passenger on Southwest facing federal charges. You're like, oh my god. Why am I always like, oh my god? You're like, oh my god. Like, no. So you're just like, what the hell did this person do? Because, like, there's, like, multiple things it could be, you know, for a plane, obviously. So this passenger has federal charges against them for this is so gross. It's so freaking gross. It, like, makes my skin crawl. Because I could not imagine being the person sitting next to this person. Masturbating 4 times during the flight. I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm just, like, I'm very grossed out that someone would do this. Like, oh my god. There is a time and a place for this, people. Time and a place. It is not on a flight. Okay? Like, oh no. And around people, and the people sitting next to them, oh, I cannot imagine how these people must have felt sitting next to this person, because, like, oh my god, my anxiety would be so bad. I'd be like, no, get me off this plane. So, that said person is banned for life. Yeah, if you don't want to get banned on a flight, don't do that. So, some more kind of, like, not, like, sad, but, like, kind of, like, what stuff. An elementary school has dozens of children. So here's another one about being, you know, them, like, having to go to the hospital, being medically evaluated and stuff. Well, it's not as bad as sanitizer, I will tell you that, but it is not good for them either. You know, like, I don't think this is... Okay, I'm just gonna say what it is, and then, like, I'll give my 2 cents, you know? So, dozen children, medically evaluated. They're all in elementary. For what? For consuming edibles. And these edibles had THC in them. Because a classmate mistakenly brought them in. Okay, first off, parents, come on. I don't have any kids. I cannot judge anyone on how they raise their child, but if we do have things that kids can get into that kids are not allowed to have or should not have, if they do not need them medically, we need to keep it out of their hands, out of sight, out of mind, you know? We need to be able, because I get it. I get, like, kids are sneaky. Kids are sneaky. Being a kid and being young, I would have snuck candy a lot of the times, okay? I'm not even kidding. Like, Gushers, fruit snacks, boom, all that, you know? But, we need to make sure we keep these little thingies out of our hands. And then, like, the controversy thing, what I was saying is, like, yeah, like, kids should not have this stuff. Like, kids should not. But, you know, if, like, they medically need THC, obviously, like, they're gonna have to take it and stuff. But, like, you know, kids who don't need it don't need to have it, you know? Especially elementary kids. Just my opinion. Sorry if, you know, it upsets you, but, you know, it just... you know... Sorry, my mom just said something really dumb, and I was like, what? And, like, I'm not a part of their conversation upstairs, but I was just like, what? Sorry. So, yeah, let's keep better track of our THC. Make sure the kiddos don't get into it. I kind of, like, feel bad for them, because I'm like, oh, those kids, you know, like, they are probably going to be, like, all loopy and stuff. It just sucks. But moving on to different stuff, more positive stuff, more woohoo, good stuff. It's not very weird. I know I usually do, like, weird things, like, abnormal things that go on in life. But, you know, I do like to incorporate some, like, fun video game stuff, because I do kind of consider myself a gamer. Not a hardcore gamer, but I do enjoy a good video game once in a while. So... Remedy and Rockstar Games have announced that they are in the works of remaking some games. And these two games is Max Payne and Max Payne 2. I've never played them, but if you were into those games, you know, when they first came out, spoiler, there are remakes coming out. Bada boom. Moving on to the next gaming stuff. This game I love so much. Because, I mean, I like weird stuff. And this game's kind of weird itself. Resident Evil. I like horror games, like spooky games, weird games, blah, blah, blah. I like the games where you can also kill things. Which, yeah. So, Resident Evil Village was... was supposedly, I don't know how I'm supposed to word this, because, like, it's, like, pretty cool to me, because I'm about to nerd out on this, hardcore, but, okay, just gonna spill out there, so they were supposed to have included mermaids in Village, and I'm like, dude, that would have been hella cool. Because, like, okay, if you haven't played the game yet, sorry, spoilers ahead. But, like, come on, guys. It's been out for, like, at least over a year? Has it been over a year since it's been out? Or at least half a year? You know? But, okay. So you're in the village, you know, like, the village has werewolves and stuff. Well, they're called lycans. That's what they're mythologically called, I think. Not for sure on that, but they're called lycans, and they're supposed to be werewolves. So the village itself is ran amok by werewolves, you know. So the village has the werewolves. You go into Castle Dimitrescu, and there's vampires when you go into the cellars and stuff, you know, from, like, the Cadu. I think that's how it's said, Cadu. That, you know, that they're putting into the bodies and whatever. That's turning them into vampires. And you'll figure it all out along the storylines and whatever. Remember, I said there's spoilers in this. So there's vampires in the Castle of Dimitrescu. And then you go to the house of Bellavito. Or Bellaveto. I think it's Bellavito. Go to that house, you know. It's on the edge of nowhere. Like, in the outskirts. You know. And there's freaking creepy dolls in that one. So there's dolls in that one. And then you come back and you go to Monroe's place. Is that his name? I always forget him because, like, honestly, like, I breezed past that part of the game, like, really fast. And I was like, not that big of an important character for me. But in Monroe's place, you know, like, obviously it's, like, if you know, you know, like, that definitely should have had mermaids. If that would have had mermaids, I would have been like, whoa, this is pretty freaking dope. Because, like, it would have made a lot of sense if you've seen the crest and stuff on his door. You've been like, oh, bro, murderous mermaids? Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That would have been so cool, honestly. It would have made that part of the game a little bit tougher, too. Because, like I said, I feel like I breezed just past that part. And I was like, I just feel like they should have put more into it a little bit. Sorry. And then, like, you know, once you get to, what's his name? Oh, God. I'm, like, spacing out on this person's name. Sorry, I gotta look it up, because I love this game so much. And I should know this person's name. It's, like, gonna pop up, and I'm gonna be so mad that I don't know this. Heisenberg! Darn it! It was that easy of a freaking name. Anyways, Heisenberg, he has all of his, like, monsters that he makes, you know, out of, like, metal and stuff. I think of him as his own, like, kind of little Frankenstein thing, you know? Like, I think, like, he's kind of like the Frankenstein of there. Because, you know, we got werewolves, lycans, we got vampires, we got murderous dolls, and we got, like, you know, little mermaid fish man. And then we got Frankenstein, dude. Like, creating these monsters and stuff in his factory out there. But anyway, sorry. Nerded out really hardcore on that game. So, the last story that we have for this episode. Have you guys seen Workaholics? I have not. I heard it's pretty funny. But I'm still, like, kind of, like, one of those people where I'm, like, it takes a certain type of humor to, like, make me hooked onto a show. Like, I like The Office. I like Bob's Burgers. I like Futurama. I'm not a big fan on Rick and Morty. I know that's, like, a very, like, weird thing to say, but I don't really care for Rick and Morty. It's not my kind of humor, I know. But, anyways, Adam Devine from Workaholics is launching his own kind of drink. And it's a fruity drink. And you're like, oh, what kind of drink? Like an energy drink? Like an alcoholic drink? A new kind of soda? Like, you're like, a tea? What is it? What is it? Tell us, girl. Like, what is it? It's a weed-infused drink. Yeah. So, yeah. We're gonna leave it off on, like, a cool little note of, like, this dude is coming. I mean, there's already, like, weed-infused drinks out there. But, you know, I think it's kind of cool that this guy, because from the movies that I've seen him in, like, he comes off as, like, you know, kind of, like, a pothead, you know. But, I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I would definitely try it. 10 out of 10 would. But, yep. This is where we're at for the day, or for the night, or the morning. You know, wherever you're freaking plugging into from. I hope you have a great night, morning, day, mid-afternoon shenanigans. Heck yeah, you know. You know where to find me at, but in case you don't know, I'm on Twitter, and tune in every Friday to listen to the Czirr Shit podcast, because this is what it is. Oh my god, and my dummy self forgot to mention that in the beginning of this episode too. Sorry, I kind of just got right into it. Anyways, Czirr Shit Podcast. I'm on Twitter, Maisie _Czirr. Hit that follow button. Hit a like button on wherever you're listening to this app from, Also to keep up with news and stuff about my podcast, I do have a main Twitter thing that I'm on with my friends. It's called BCardYT. That's the Twitter. So if you're looking for any updates and stuff, or if you're looking for what other podcasts I'm in, I am on Big Time Talkers with my friends Tommy, Haley, and Brock Gordon. I do talk a little bit about sports, kind of not a whole lot of sports. Mostly amped up about football a lot. But if you like any of the other podcasts, I know we had just tried out a new one last week. It is a podcast that Brock's doing by himself. I cannot think of the name, but there's one that Tommy does, and Tommy usually does it with Brock. I don't know if Brock's going to be on it this week, but it is We Are Not Entertained, and Tommy Haley does that because if you like wrestling, you like that good old wrestling and stuff, go listen to that. They talk about wrestling and stuff on there. Kind of feel like I'm yammering on and stuff, but you know what it is. Until we meet again next week, same time. It's a date. I'll see you there. Stay creepy, stay weird, keep being yourself, man, and loving yourself out there. Be you, and don't let anyone take that away from you, alright? Okay? Peace out, Girl Scouts.